And welcome back. We're about to venture off into our third segment for the morning. Then again, topic right here at home. Public Service Union and their 97th annual general meeting and elections. That's coming up. And this year, they're also celebrating under the theme PSU, Organized for Public Officers Empowerment, Employment Security, and Increased Public Services. Now, in with us to talk about it, we've got the president herself, Doreth Obermayer Cayetano, who's the president of the PSU, and also Dean Flowers, first vice president of the PSU. Guys, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
And it's nice to have you in.
Yes. Yeah.
We're feeling that Belmopan air.
Well, that Belmopan air has been a bit tense recently. I gotta say that much. And before we get into the AGM, Doreth, we gotta get an update as to what is happening with your home base, your headquarters.
Yes, I am glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
Yes, on Tuesday of this week, at our meeting held this month, earlier part of this month, our members had agreed that it would, for us to show our dissatisfaction for the delay in getting a response to the direction that we are to be receiving as it relates to our hilltop, we decided to have a demonstration. Right? And so with that demonstration, we are hoping that our members are going to see that we are standing up for what is right, fully ours. And at the end of the day, come 1st of June, they will be in support of the direction that we are going to take.
Now, the issue with the hilltop or your headquarters, is it about a year now that it's been ongoing since the sale and... 6 months? Okay, it feels so much longer than that. Yeah. But you've had quite a number of developments along the way, up until the point of even the Prime Minister intervening, kind of explaining the direction that it would go. What you're saying is the issue is that there is a stall in the process, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there is a stall. Despite the intervention of the Prime Minister, that has gone nowhere. I think that, as a matter of fact, as one member said, the Prime Minister has taken the position of Pontius Pilate. He has washed his hand and completely disassociated himself from the Belmopan City Council and Mayor Khalid Belize. We had 2 meetings with the Prime Minister. In the first meeting, he appeared genuine and committed to having the matter resolved. However, in the second meeting, after he informed us that he had spoken with the lawyer for the principles of simplex design, he said that what they were proposing in order for Hilltop to be returned to the council or sold to the government and then sold on to the PSU is not something that the government and himself was prepared to entertain. I think the figure he stated is that they were starting at around 600,000, and this was pretty much 2 weeks after they had allegedly bought for 400,000, and this was exclusive of any fees, lawyers' fees, registration fees, company registration, company. So there was no figure that he could have put his hand on, and he said, you know what? It's best that I wash my hand off this and that you deal with the Belmopan City Council as you see fit. And so, hence the reason we're now back at square one with the council.
Is the mayor back in the country? And
yes, the mayor is in country. After our meeting, April 11th, we had, like, what we were doing was basically dialoguing, trying to find a common ground in resolving the issue of the hilltop. And he did made some agreements as it relates to our dialogue, in the sense that he was supposed to go back to his council, meet with them, and share with them what is it that he had shared with us as it relates to seeing to it that we resolve the issue, that Simplex Design gets a swap, as well as the fact of or either compensating us with another piece of land as well. That agreement was supposed to be done in writing, and he had agreed to have sent us that on the 15th of April, and up to this point we haven't received anything in writing, so it's merely just
So it's
a
a verbal agreement.
Yes, a verbal agreement, and we know for a fact that verbal agreements don't go anywhere. Nothing like if you have something in black and white to say, yes, this was what was agreed upon on such and such a date, and both parties sign off on it.
Yeah.
And so those are some of our dissatisfaction, because then we have been genuine in trying to resolve this outside of court. You know, seeing to it that, okay, this is the council, the Public Service Union. As a union and a responsible body, we believe that we start with a dialogue.
Yeah.
But it was there
And
was
even a willingness to compromise, because what
Of
you're
course.
saying is you're willing to take another property.
Yes.
Yeah.
But going into these meetings, isn't there a timeline given to the council to say, all right, this is the date that we're looking forward to a signed document? Is there somebody in there who is actually taking notes of these things so these can be put out?
No. No one is there that takes minutes. But as the president and responsible individual, I do take minutes. And I share it with the parties that attend the meeting as well as the mayor. So it just for us to have clarity as to what is it that was stated in the meeting, and that we're on the same grounds as it relates to what is within that minutes of those meetings.
Have you gotten any response from the mayor since your demonstration?
No, well, I don't know if the president has heard from him, but if I can just add, in my opinion, and in the opinion of the council, based on the report that we have provided to them, having had 2 sit-downs with the mayor, there has been nothing concrete that the mayor has offered to us. It has always been, well, we're speaking with Simplex, they're saying that they don't mind swap the land, and Simplex is hell-bent that if they were to return the property to the council, in return the council would have to give them the United Evergreen Primary School football field, which is the football field located next to the tennis court. Unscrupulous businessmen, I mean, having absolutely no conscience for the children of Belmopan, and acting in similar fashion or in their thought process as the Belmopan City Council themselves, as they themselves, without any apology, have disposed of almost every single piece of green space around the ring road and in the Belmopan area proper, because, and this is one of the difficulties that I sense that they're having with simply identifying a piece of land for the PSU. It would appear that they have sold off everything that was in their possession, because if this wasn't the case, the council could have and would have already identified something satisfactory for us. And it seems like an impossible task, despite the mayor saying he has met with his council, he's meeting with his council, they will have a firm position, but they're unable as a council to identify a piece of land or to make a alternate suggestion to us in terms of how we move on.
You've said very clearly that the demonstration is phase 1 of showing your discontent with the situation. What is the next step?
Well, like what I made mention of, come June 1st, we're meeting with our members, and that's an agenda on the for our annual general meeting.
Okay.
So it would be from there onward that we then decide what direction we are going to take as a union.
Well, on June 1st too, you'll be having elections.
Yes.
Are you going up for president once again?
Yes, I certainly plan to offer myself to serve my people as I have been doing over the past 2 years.
All right, so that's actually what, next week?
Yes.
So it's right on the horizon. So let's backtrack a little to your reign so far. What has that been like for you, and why would you want to why would you want to go on as president?
Well, I must say that with everything there is a challenge, right? And when the members voted me in 2017, August 2017, I believe they entrust me with some of the information I shared with them that I would have liked to accomplish if and when I get to be the president. I must say that at least 90% of what I have said to the members I was going to work towards, I have accomplished thus far. That's looking at some of the committees that were non-functional and trying to see to it that these committees become functional. One of the other things is the fact of the status of some of our open vote workers. Again, that is a big issue for most of our members, simply because we have a large sum of public officers who are under the status of open vote. We have held our first meeting. The committee to address the open vote issue is to be formed next month, and then from there we move on in seeing how best we can address the status of open vote workers. We look at the human resource committee. That again is a committee that we are working towards putting together. They look at mainly the public officers, their promotion, their transfers. You know, again, these are some of the issues that we continuously to have within our public service. The Joint Staff Relation Council. These are some of the committees that meet and we address as it relates to allowances for public officers, whereby because we don't have an insurance policy that covers some of the areas where our public officers are exposed, then we provide them with a small allowance. That goes through the Joint Staff Relations Council. That's a body with the Ministry of Public Service, the union, as well as the Association of Senior Public Management. We also looked at the aspect of the working condition of our public officers. So because what the union fights for is for all of these things, that public officers are in a conducive area for them to carry out their work. And so what I had done to understand all of this was throughout the country, meet with the public officers, see their working conditions, and then from there we decide how we move on from there. So with all of this, these were some of the things I have said to the public officers in 2017 that I was willing to work towards and see to it that we strengthen it. This had been ongoing. We have had our regular meetings, the grievance, the joint staff, the negotiation team. That's again another issue as it relates to the unions. Again, PSU, APSSM, and BNTU. As you guys are aware of the ongoing CBA issue that we have been having. Again, those meetings are on a regular basis. So with that said though, we have also worked towards quite a number of things that we have accomplished. Great things in relation to us having our homes in the various branches. That was one of the things that we were fighting for along with our hilltop. And so I am proud to say that Corozal we have a head office in Corozal. We have one in Orange Walk. And we also have a property in Dangriga, which again is a great accomplishment for us, as well as the office we have in Belize City, right? And so we are trying our best to see that every branch have an office that when the president or any of the executive members travel to these branches, that we have a place to meet our public officers. Or because then again we have grievance throughout the country, and we don't expect that our members to travel to Belmopan if they're coming from Punta Gorda or Cayo to come and address their grievance. We are hoping that our IRO, our industrial relations officer, travel to these branches and then they can meet in a more comfortable space.
Now, what's the total membership that you're expecting at the AGM? Because you have active members and you have inactive members.
Yes, that is true. Well, this year, I must say I am anticipating at least 350 plus. Last year we got 285 members. That is a large amount of our public officers. Over the past, we would never go above 200. And so last year that we had 280 plus members. I am anticipating this year 350 thereabout, because we are advertising it, we are promoting it, you know, and we are trying to make it a more family fun day rather than just the business of
As
the
usual.
union.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, looking forward on June 1st, you know, if you're elected, you can continue to carry out your mandate. But if there is a new election, then the new president would also have their own priorities as well.
Yes, I do agree. While, yes, whosoever becomes president carries out his or her mandate, these are mandates that are there. It was just that, you know what, we needed to push a little bit more. Because we have to keep in mind that we have individuals who might not be too keen in meeting with the unions. And so we have to be determined, you know, in insisting that we meet and that we address the issues as they arise.
Yeah.
Is there a specific slate that you have to go through, and if so, who are your members?
No, you don't have a specific slate. It's just whether you feel
Each
like,
position.
you know what, I want to vie for this position. You put up your name on that day, actually, and then you get the election process going.
All right. So your AGM takes place on Friday, next Friday?
Yes, the opening is on Friday,
May
31st,
Yeah.
May 31st.
7 p.m.
Yes, at 7 p.m. in Dangriga. This is on the 3rd floor of the Town Council's building, right? And so basically it's just that we don't want that the business session get taken over by all these entertainment, the guest speaker's speech, you know, the president's
So you're
speech.
splitting it.
Yes, so we're kind of splitting it in two.
And then on June 1st is business day,
yes,
AGM,
exactly.
elections,
And
priorities.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Well, we hope to be able to hear from you soon after the AGM is held. And we thank you for coming in and providing this update to us.
More than appreciated.
Thank
Thanks
you.
again.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll get the details of the 3rd annual Sun Splash Beach Volleyball Tournament. So stay tuned.